Where did the Arcos come from? Only Pavel is is a player who would do something like that. If I heard that one player was bringing some cards like that nobody else was playing, I could have guessed that it is Pavel. And yeah, I mean, it costs 1 less than an Ancient of War, and it only has 3 less toughness, so I guess it makes sense.
Seems logical. I mean, it is just a very, very high-quality minion. You know? It's very nicely statted for its mana cost. It's just not really something you've seen too much outside of Cthulhu decks. The occasional appearance in some heavy wall ramp Druid style thing, but not in this kind of combo Maligos deck. RDU here queuing in his Hunter now against this this Maligos Druid, this unique Maligos Druid. So hopefully we get to see if Dark Arakoa can do some work here for Pavel.
Yeah, Pavel did get an Innervate, and he also has a Mire Keeper. I'm interested to see if he just chooses to go for it right here. He wouldn't really have a play for it. Just going Hero Power could work, actually. Or he could just go for the Innervate Mire Keeper too. The Fundrel I don't like one bit, because there could be something like a Quick Shot and then the Fiery Bat, and Quick Shot would deal too easily with the Fundrel.
He also just has no upside on Fandral either. Like, even if it sticks, he has nothing to pay it off afterwards, so it doesn't really seem that worth it. RDU here just going to push face, it looks like, with the Fiery Bat. That does give Pavel potentially an opportunity to increase the odds in his favor of some favorable juggles here from these early Hunter minions. But on 3 mana, he's unlikely to be able to develop a secondary minion to change the equation on this Mire Keeper getting sniped down. So definitely don't mind RDU taking the aggressive line.
Yeah, he didn't want to take the risk there. He would have been kind of rewarded for it, because now Pavel won't need that Feral Rage necessarily. He can just Hero Power and trade for the huge Toad.
Yep. And he'll be hoping to tank this one onto the 3/3 Mire Keeper. Gets it as well. So, yep, just mitigating a little bit of damage there. Every little helps, and he's going to be able to develop Fandral on the board on the following turn. And now he does have some upside to following that up potentially with the Feral Rage.
Yep. Swipe is looking quite alright too. How about Fandral? No, Fandral no good. Just gonna go for the swipe. Doesn't expect RDU to be going too wide on the board.
9 mana Call of the Wild. We are a long way away from that, but there are 2 very sticky minions being developed into play now. The Squire and the Horse Rider being able to push through from RDU, and Pavel having just used a swipe. These Divine Shields and the 1 health of these minions per potentially able to get a lot more value than usual, but Living Roots is a pretty nice answer to this board state.
Yeah, it certainly is. It doesn't remove the minion straight away, but with that Fandral, he also gets the 1/1s, and those 1/1s are going to be trading so efficiently.
Sure are, and that Call of the Wild does have a even bigger impact being drawn this early than it looks like, because obviously it's a little ugly to draw a 9 mana card this early on in the game, but it's also blocking him from ever drawing a card from that quick shot, essentially, by just being sat in his hand for 9 mana. So wouldn't be surprised to just use it, see RDU use that for some initiative at some point if he doesn't, for example, pick up Savannah Highmane on the next turn.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird combination of cards there. If he wants to draw a card with the quick shot, it won't be before turn 10. I would expect him to just use it to maybe remove a minion on the board. Or if he gets closer to lethal, maybe just throw it at his opponent's face. Healing Touch, Soul of the Forest, he does have those.
I mean, Innovate plays an 8/8 this turn. I feel that's probably the strongest choice.
But then there's the double Deadly Shot thing again. So I don't hate this.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
He will still be able to play that Giant next turn with this, and kind of like upgrades his saplings into 2/2s.
That's a fair point. He's also seen this quick shot hanging around for a little while, so he could be giving credit to this to being Deadly Shot. There hasn't been a fantastic Deadly Shot opportunity so far, so yeah, sure. A 1 extra turn on your Giant to play around the danger of Deadly. I like it.
Yep. And Infested Wolf, not the worst draw possible. It goes well with the mana that he has available by playing that quick shot alongside it. And if RDU picks up something like a Highmane on his next draw, he's totally still in this game.
Plays out the Wild Growth, I think influenced a little bit by the fact that he drew Nourish that turn, realized that he's not going to need that Wild Growth to cycle late in the game, just uses it to gain the mana, and an 8/8 on the board thanks to the extra discount from the Wild Growth.
Highmane.
That is a Savannah Highmane from the Barns. RDU doing his best seems good impression right now, trying to hide his delight.
Yeah, that's the second best minion that he can get from that. The best would have been Ragnar's the Payload, but still amazing. He's definitely happy with that result.
Sure is.
Double Feral, that's so much damage.
It really is, yeah. So Does he ever have a world where he gets to go face here? If he goes face, he puts RDU to 16, and then he has 14 from hand. Is that right? 12, 14, yeah.
I think that's a pretty good play potentially with just like Feral Raging the Barns and going face with that Giant. Then he puts his opponent down to 16, and with the second Feral Rage and the Swipe, he could end the game on the following turn.
Yeah, that relies on the Arcane Giant connecting with face again, but he's relying on that anyway. He's just a little bit short in terms of pure damage from hand right now, I think. Maybe with the hero power over the 2 turns as well, he has lethal from hand?
I don't think he wants to swipe here, but just because that high main is much less threatening as a 1-1 than as the 2 1-1s.
I think if he did just want to go for a direct lethal setup, he could just push some damage this turn with 1 hero power and then follow it all up with the damage and another hero power on the next turn with an Innovate. But he's going to take a more conservative line and just gain the life, try and push through the hard way.
Oh, that's still going to be good enough. Like, RDU did not find an additional point of damage, so there's no trade available for that Giant. And Pavel is about to go up 3-0 in the series.
Yeah, no hesitation from Pavel. This is a huge amassed pile of damage in the hand from the Maligos combo Druid. Not in the fashion you normally see him getting burst down. And normally it's Maligos in combinations of Moonfires and Living Roots, but Feral